Welcome to the continuing fix-up adventures of the Home Improvement Show. Grab a notepad and pencil, put a tape in the VCR, and enjoy today's program. Now, here are Joe and Stan.
Edition of the Home Improvement Show. I'm here with Joe Crane. We're back in the kitchen. We're going to finish up this project today. We're going to show you some flooring. We're going to show you some grouting on the countertops. Joe, why don't you update us on what you've done so far?
Sure. Let's take a look at it. One thing that we've gotten out of the way now is we've got our island cabinet built. We cut apart several of the other cabinets, pieced them together, and we'll bring the camera around here on the other side in a little bit. But if you take a look over here, Stan, what we did, we came up with a couple good ideas here. Actually, my wife did this one.
And that's an excellent idea.
Formica on the back side of the island instead of paint. Matching Formica so that when we get bar stools on there, feet kicking it, that won't hurt anything. That should be real durable there.
Yeah.
As you can see, we've started putting down some of the hardwood flooring. We're going to pick up on that in a minute and show how all that's done. Got the tile work down, got the downdraft Gen Air put into place. Everything works great. I don't know if you can hear it, but yeah, there it goes. Nice radiant cooktop. That's in place now. We've hung a bunch of the cabinet doors, got those painted. We've got a custom one that we need to make here for the Lazy Susan cabinet since it wasn't part of the original kitchen.
I noticed there was no door there.
So,
I thought that was
yeah, we'll get that out of the way.
But there's going to be a door there. Okay.
The other thing is within the next week or so too, all of the windows and the doors in this house are going to be changed out, so that'll really improve the appearance a lot. We've also gotten wallpaper installed. Blue border stripe up along the top and along the rest of the walls, so it's really starting to brighten it up.
It's coming together. Yes,
now we got to do some flooring.
Which means I got to get down on my hands and knees.
Yep, let's get the tools out and do some hardwood flooring. Add value and durability to your home and never have to paint it again. Sounds great, doesn't it? Well, vinyl or steel siding from Campbell Siding and Windows is the answer. Look at the difference new siding has made on these homes. Yours could be next. Call Campbell's today and schedule your free comprehensive estimate. No matter the weather, new siding, soffits, fascias, and gutters can be installed by our professionals. We even replace your worn-out, energy-wasting windows at the same time. Give your home a new personality. Call Campbell's Siding today.
At Boyce River Mortgage, getting your new loan is a snap. We're the only mortgage company in the entire state that can approve your loan in 1 hour via live, face-to-face video conferencing with our underwriters, over 600 of them. You can hear them say, "Congratulations, your loan is approved."
Congratulations, your loan is approved.
We are the online, up-to-the-minute mortgage bankers. Stop by our office and find out how easy we've made it to get your loan approved in 1 hour, even on Saturdays. I'm Darren Stubbs, president of Boyce River Mortgage. Remember, you are in charge. It's your money.
Okay, Stan, what we selected for this hardwood floor, it's made by Hardwood, and it's Somerset plank. It's a square edge type of tongue and groove material so that there's no groove to catch any joint in there when it's fully assembled. First thing that we have to do is we had to scrape the original vinyl flooring off.
Yes.
Okay, so what we did is we got under there and peeled off as much as we could, and then with a floor scraper, which is a long tool with a straight blade, we go underneath the old adhesive and the backing material and tear that off, because we can't have any high spots. You'll feel those.
Yes.
Low spots, like where I gouged it here, that'll be filled in with the adhesive.
Right.
All right. This is all a random length type of material, so you can just take it right out of the boxes, which is something I really like about this hardwood flooring from Hardwood, is that each individual box is nice and safely packaged, so everything when you open it up, it's nice fresh material, and there's all the different lengths in there, so you just take it off the top of the box and go.
Now I noticed it's scored here, so you can. Is that scoring? Is that so you can cut it there, or?
No, that helps keep the floor stable so that you don't get any warping, any tension on the back of it.
All right.
So it, yeah, just little score lines.
Yeah, all right.
Everything's embedded in an adhesive. Okay, and this is the Hardwood floor adhesive. Yeah. You might want to make sure that the room's well ventilated.
Good morning.
Yeah. You use a notch trowel to put that on. This is a 3/16 by 3/16 square notch trowel. Pretty much just a matter, and you'll see it here, we just smear it on the floors, rake it out, and start putting the flooring down. A couple of tools that are absolutely indispensable, of course, is a real nice miter saw like this, because we do have to make cuts when we start fitting it in around corners. And we had to make a lot of cuts going around the island and where it butts up against the wall. It's all been covered now by the vinyl baseboard. Right. So your accuracy needs to be close, but it doesn't have to be exact. It's really a nice, simple do-it-yourself project. So let's spread a little adhesive here and I'll show you how that works.
Gloop on there, huh? Sticky. Pop. Thank you.
Make you a permanent part of this floor.
Well, people say I'm pasted. So.
You just kind of get some of it, you know, roughed in on the floor.
That looks
and then,
like fun.
Yeah. Then what we'll do is we'll work it into position a little more. You've got a real good working time with this, so you don't have to be real speedy. You've got up to about 3 or 4 hours actually before you have to put the flooring down. So you can do the adhesive over a major part of the room and come back and do the flooring. I like doing just a couple feet at a time, just so I'm not accidentally walking through it, or the kids are walking through it, or the dog or something. So we get this roughed out here a little bit, then we start bringing it up close. Now this adhesive, if you get any on the flooring that's already down or on yourself or whatever, it all cleans up with paint thinner, so you want to keep a rag with paint thinner nearby. We've got one sitting outside because I don't want any more
we got enough
odors.
Trowel looks really slick on there.
Yeah, just rake it across it, and what this does is it creates those air gaps underneath the floor so that as it settles into position, it creates a nice solid bond. And of course this floor had to be fully vacuumed and cleaned before we did this. You can't go over chunks or any kind of sawdust or debris. Now we're just going to do a little area here just to show, but pretty much any piece that you grab out of the box is ready to go. Tongue and groove on both ends. Just shiny side up is the only rule.
And so there's no set pattern, just pick a piece and put it in there.
That's right. This is totally random. Just snug them up, pull them tight,
there you go.
and it's down.
That's good. That's excellent.
All right, there's not that much to it. So now let's make some progress here, and let's cover this whole thing with adhesive and just lay this whole 2-3 foot section here.
Okay. Let's slow down a little bit.
Yeah, let's take her easy here.
Wait, get that out. How much does something like this cost, Joe?
Well, depending.
Compared to tile.
Yeah, depending on the actual pattern, the quality level, and everything that you select. You know, hardwood floors or their counterparts can be anywhere from around, you know, $4.50 to $8 or $9 a square foot for the most common ones. Now we battled back and forth real strong over the new laminate type of flooring, like the brands where they're made out of a plastic laminate rather than actual hardwood. Yes. And we also talked about going with the regular full thickness hardwood flooring where you'd sand it and stain it and finish it. But this just seemed better because when it's done, it's done. And I think Hardco did a really good job with this. I haven't seen any wastage at all, and we've already used up about 3 boxes over there, and we've got another 7 or 8 boxes before this whole project is done. I just think it's a good way to go, just the way we're doing it here.
Reset.
Okay, Stan, one of the things we're going to do, we're going to stop here and start doing some of this tile work up here in the interest of time. If you have to leave the floor behind for a while, we've got to tighten up all these joints.
Because it will spread apart.
Take some of the little scraps that you've got, put it into the edge of the wood, tighten it up, and then just tack them down. Just tack them down, and that'll hold it in place to keep that tight while we go on to the next part of the work here.
Okay.
All right, let's do it.
Don't you just hate breaking your finger? Well, so do I. When you try to hold small brads or nails with your fingers and hammer at the same time, it'll hurt. So here's a tip from the shop. Hold that brad or nail with a pair of pliers, then pound it in. Keeps the nail straight and saves your finger. And that's another tip from the shop. Your home's heating and cooling system could be the cause of your allergy problems. Well, Action Power Vac is the solution. Action Power Vac cleans your ductwork and heating system, leaving it fresh, clean, and dust-free. Your furnace is disassembled, cleaned, and inspected too, and you will breathe better. New homes need Action Power Vac to remove construction dust, and have Action Power Vac clean your dryer vents and your wood stoves or fireplaces while they're at it. Cure the problem. Call Action Power Vac today, 375-2805.
When you got a job to do, but I know how to work for you, coast to coast, know how.
When you need helpful advice, come to Coast to Coast. We specialize in neighborly service because we care about our community and the people in it, especially our customers. You'll find a friend who knows how to do it right at Coast to Coast.
Coast to coast, know how.
When it comes time to remove nails out of a piece of woodwork or molding that you want to save that's been previously nailed on, a lot of times the surfaces have been puttied over. If you use a pair of wire cutters or a pair of linesman type pliers, grab a hold of the nail from the behind side and pull it through the wood rather than trying to take it back out through the front. That way you don't hurt the surface. And that's another tip from the shop. Well, that hardwood flooring's fun. I wish we could keep going on that for a while, but
get off the
in the
knees and
interest of
stand
time,
up.
yeah.
Yes.
Stand up next to this countertop.
Yes.
How we got here? How we got here, you might ask.
Well, okay. Let me
All right,
ask.
I'll tell you.
All right, thank you.
2 3/4-inch layers of particle board underneath the tile.
Right.
All right, that is nailed and glued down to the top of the cabinets.
Okay.
Trimmed with a piece of solid 3/4-inch thick lumber around the edge because we're using a edging tile around here.
Go on that lumber.
Okay, so there's lumber down inside of that.
Right.
All right, pre-mixed adhesive mortar is spread out over the top of the countertop with a notch trowel.
Notch
Very
trowel,
similar
just
to
like
the
the
one.
floor.
Yep, just
Right.
a little smaller, easier to work with up here. Or you could use a big one, but in tight
Same trowel.
spaces.
Right, yeah.
When you do tile on the walls, you use a smaller notch,
Okay.
so there's not quite as much of it, and it sticks a little bit better because it has to hold itself on there.
Right, on gravity, right.
Cutting tiles is very easy, and this is what keeps a lot of people from doing tile work, is cutting the tiles.
does
Very simple. This is about a $40, you can find them $40 to $50 tile cutter. All you do with this...
Mr. Kevin says $29.95 at a garage sale.
Yeah, you bet. After buy one at a yard sale. Set the gauge to the right width of whatever you have to do, especially if you have to cut many of them. Just drag it across. You hear that? That just puts a little scratch on the tile.
And you're putting pressure on the handle.
Yeah. There's a little carbide cutter on there. And then with the pressure tool that's built on the back of the handle, you just push down, snap.
Now, isn't that slick?
Now you got a nice little piece of tile cut.
Isn't that
So that's
slick?
where you have to cut it. Now, when you get into these edge pieces like this,
Yes.
where these were cut out of bigger ones, okay, you can't cut this kind of stuff on here.
No.
Found a tool that works really well. This is called a rod saw.
Right.
It's a special blade that goes in a hacksaw, all right, and it's a carbide type blade, and when you go through the tile, you can literally saw right through the tile. Takes a while, but you go right through it. You can use this for making notches around the edges and that. A little $3, $4 saw blade saves you buying an expensive pair of nippers or having it professionally cut. You can do it with your hacksaw that you already have. Okay?
Okay.
Now, this tile was glued down. It's been allowed to dry for several days. Now we have to put the grout in to seal that. So that's our next move. Let's get rid of this stuff and we'll start grouting. It starts life as a powder. Okay, and then we need some water.
So much does.
Now, this is a grout float.
Oh.
This is a special float that we'll use for
Because that is a
smashing.
special tool. All right.
Yeah, it's a rubber float, so it won't scratch the tile at all. but it'll give enough pressure to force it down into the notches.
Now, can all this stuff be rented?
It can be. You can rent the tile cutters, talk to somebody, maybe you can borrow one. Stuff like this, it's probably better to buy it. I mean, they're only a couple bucks, and not a lot of fancy tools needed. These are all the flooring, tiling, that's all projects that do-it-yourselfers could take on themselves if they want to just spend a little time, learn how to do it. Watch the show.
Watch the show. Now that's a little bit thinner than your normal pastes and putties and...
Yeah, it's well, it's mixed up to about the consistency of tile grout. No, it's about pancake batter thickness. You want to try to get all the lumps out of it, you know, the best that you possibly can.
Right, yeah.
You can also use a power tool to mix it, like a paint paddler mixer or something. But
get your hands cake batter mix.
Yeah.
What am I
and once again, too, if some of the materials that are present in things like grout and that bother you, wear plastic gloves. Mm-hmm. We do have our eye protection on, but if you don't, wear goggles, because if it splashes in your eyes, it will hurt. Yes. Okay. Now, we're just going to start here and kind of work our way down, but
all right.
This is kind of fun because you get to make a big mess.
Ooh. So you just pour it on.
Just pour out some of the grout, and it actually goes a lot further than what you might think. And then you just start working it into position, working it into place by forcing it into the grooves. And you want to go...
Actually press that down.
Just press it in. And you want to go a couple different directions so that you don't get any air bubbles in it. Work your way out to the outer edges. We'll pack those in a little bit later, but we're just going to go right to this border tile, and you can just smear it all over the top, all over everything, because you're going to wipe off everything that's not where it should be. Like carving a statue. Just cut away everything that isn't the statue. All right, now that we got the grout basically all spread in there, the next thing I'm going to do is we're going to start wiping it
off.
All right, and what we got to do there is we actually got to use a fairly wet rag, because we're going to try to sponge it in here a little bit. You'll see.
I need to go re-wet this.
Okay, watch. You'll see.
I did the mighty man squeeze and really squeezed it out.
And what this does is this evens it out in the joints a little bit and helps get rid of some air bubbles. It's kind of like just giving it a bath. The idea is not to try to take up a whole lot of this stuff, but just make sure you work it into the joints a little bit and get it off the top of the tiles. And you see how it kind of starts floating in between there?
Yes. Okay. That's very slick. Now you would do this working up a wall too.
Exactly. Do the same thing for a wall. Exactly the same. All right, we just got done buffing it off. We're getting...
Isn't that lovely? I can't believe we did that.
Yeah, looks good.
Aren't we good?
Looks good. Tile's really an easy project to do, and actually so is the hardwood flooring. And if you need help with that, just go see the folks down at Intermountain Interiors. They're the ones that supplied us with these materials for this. Really enjoyed having that. That worked out real nice.
Did. Yeah.
These cabinets here, you remember that?
Yes, I do.
They were over against that wall.
Here.
We got some more work to do on the kitchen. We'll finish it up. We'll bring it to you in a future show. We'll show it when it's all done, and so is the dining room. It'll be nice.
It will be. Look at
but now we've got to go out to a roof and work on a chimney.
Oh.
So let's wrap it up here and head up.
Going up again.
Yeah. Let's get that next project moving.
Why settle for less than a Beam built-in vacuum system for your home? Beam means more power to pick up deep down dirt on any surface, everywhere in your home. The all-steel heavy-duty power unit is mounted away from the living area, maintenance-free and guaranteed for a lifetime of trouble-free operation. Installs quickly and easily in any new or existing home. So why lug a vacuum? Plug in a Beam.
Call Coltran Central Vacuum Systems for a free estimate. Add value and durability to your home and never have to paint it again. Sounds great, doesn't it? While vinyl or steel siding from Campbell Siding and Windows is the answer. Look at the difference new siding has made on these homes. Yours could be next. Call Campbell's today and schedule your free comprehensive estimate. No matter the weather, new siding, soffits, fascias, and gutters can be installed by our professionals. We even replace your worn-out, energy-wasting windows at the same time. Give your home a new personality. Call Campbell's Siding today. Well, we found us another project.
Oh boy.
Here's a tip for the upcoming winter to avoid a lot
Which is coming. It's cold up here.
Yeah, it's getting a little cool.
We're going to feel really silly if the show airs in July.
And we're sitting here shivering, yeah.
It's down to about 35, 40 degrees right now, and we're up on the roof of a home here. Happens to be our photographer and producer, Kevin Fritz. Kevin, we can see him behind the camera. Wave to us there.
Hi, Kev.
He's over there, so he can't be with us helping. That worked out convenient.
This got a problem.
Yeah, this really does. And this happens on a lot of homes, and you want to correct this before wintertime. If you've got a masonry fireplace like this home has in the center, they've also vented out the water heater and the furnace through the same flue system down here. And as you can see, the mortar around the bricks and the bricks themselves is totally, it's shot. It's gone.
It's actually crumbling.
Yeah,
Look at that.
It gave up a long time ago. Well, that all needs to be fixed because any moisture that's coming down in the form of snow or in rain gets down in between the flue liners and the bricks and can cause leakage inside the house in the strangest of places. And this is where the problem's being caused by
And the bricks could start falling off the roof.
That's right.
And hit somebody.
So we're going to disassemble the top few layers of this until where we get back to good solid material and rebuild this real quick just for a quick fix-up, getting ready for winter.
And it's remarkable how easy it'll be.
Yep, let's get going. Well, Stan, can you guess what caused this problem?
That looks like moisture damage to me.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is, because this area up here gets so hot, especially when it's cold outside. The temperature extremes between what's coming up through here and the outside, there's a big difference there, and the moisture that soaks into the mortar, it just breaks it apart through the freezing and thaw cycles. I hope we don't have to go too far. We might be down in his living room down there.
Yeah.
Okay, now that we got those bricks all loosened up and cleaned off up there a little bit.
Look at my hands.
Well, you should have brought some gloves.
Oh, well.
You'll learn.
I'll learn.
What we're going to use is some pre-mixed mortar mix to mix up in the wheelbarrow, bring it up by the bucket load. Another product that we're going to be using down here is what's called concrete bonder. And we're going to paint that onto the layer of brickwork that's stable right now. Mix some of that in with the mortar. That has to be done so that the new mortar will stick to the old bricks.
Old bricks.
All right, it's kind of a glue that goes in there.
Oh, okay.
So we'll mix that up in the wheelbarrow and start hauling it up.
Okay, can you get that?
I can get that. You got a bad back.
Yes.
Ow! Ow! No.
And now you do too.
Can you grab the hose, or is that too much
No, I can
exertion
grab the
for you?
hose. See, I have learned to properly crouch, keeping my back
Bend with the
straight
legs,
at all
bend with the
times.
legs.
Bend and lift with the legs.
Thanks a lot.
Sorry.
Paybacks are up. You just wait. All right. Now gently start adding water.
Gently
else it goes,
start
whoa.
adding water.
Missed it down.
Yeah. There we go. I got my... Boy, that's looking like a really crummy looking pancake batter. More like...
I don't know, some pancakes I've eaten, you could probably set bricks with
It's
them.
more like really dry cookies.
Yeah, there you go.
That's getting pretty good though.
Grab that jug of concrete bonder there, Stan.
All right.
What you want to do is for every 80-pound bag of mortar mix, you want to put in about 1 quart of that. So, can you eyeball that? About 1/4 of that? Here's 4 quarts in a gallon, right? Yeah.
Now it says it's got 3.785 liters.
Okay.
Yeah, so figure that one out.
Put about 90 liters in there.
Put about 90 liters.
Whoa!
That ain't a quarter yet.
A little more.
I know what I'm doing. Smells like Elmer's glue.
It is.
Oh, it is?
Well, it's same type of thing.
Same. Oh, okay.
All it does is help make the mortar stickier.
Oh, okay. Oh. I hate drips.
Why are you with me?
I don't hate you. You're not that big of a drip either.
Oh, now we forgot the shovel or the trowel down there, though.
Wow.
Let's see if
our mystery assistant can hand
our
it up.
mystery assistant.
Thank you, mystery assistant. There you go. Try that.
How's he do that? He's supposed to be behind the camera.
He's a man of many, many, many talents.
Okay, we're going to save a little bit of that for later. We might need more.
Never know.
Now, you brush this on
With a brush.
with a brush
Yeah.
just to help it stick a little bit better, just for the first layer. And you can do this anytime you're patching old concrete to new concrete, or mortar in this case.
This concrete bonder.
Yeah, so like if you've got a step that a corner is broken away on, or a crack that you're going to fill that's of some substantial size, just brush a little bit of this on both sides of it, because it'll help it to stick a little bit better.
Which is basically what you want to do with concrete.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, concrete that
Read the
doesn't
directions on the back of the bottle. There are cases where they tell you to mist it with a light coating of water first. In this case, we don't need that here.
stick. No, of course not.
Not only that, we forgot the hose down at the bottom.
That too. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, be careful over there. Don't
Now.
slip and fall on your personality.
If you want to be cleaning off bricks,
Okay?
along with
With
Kevin.
our mystery homeowner here. Okay.
I'll start buttering a few and putting them on.
All right, let me set this off to the side so nobody spills it, like they did that gallon of stain. Now, when you're doing this, you don't want to actually really tap brick at all because you can chip it.
Yeah, wear some goggles. I do have some goggles
I got safety
there.
glasses on.
Oh, that's right. Okay, we're putting on the new rain cap now, and this is going to keep water from getting in like it was before, make it roll off over the edge. We put a little bit of concrete bonder around the old flue liner so that this is going to stick to it real nice. After it's totally cured out and dry, it might not hurt to put a little bead of caulking right around that also. Good, Chimney, good, Chimney. Plays in the mud.
And again, we've completed another project as Joe examines his handiwork. That's a nice finish job you put on.
Worked
there.
out good.
That's a good job.
Pat it on
yeah.
there and it takes the trowel marks off and brings a little bit of the cement to the surface, makes it a little bit harder. Should work out real good. They shouldn't have any leakage out of this whatsoever.